Right, well, welcome to this first of our Christmas in a Box classes using the poinsettia dies and stamp set, poinsettia petals and coordinating products. So let me just run through what we're creating and what you should have in your envelopes. So the first one that I have picked out is this one. So this one is using the flocked paper, I can't think what they call it, plush poinsettia speciality paper. So what you've got in your kit is you've got a card base, you've got your soft suede mat, that I have cut out the label from. You've got your DSP, obviously you've got your label that's been embossed with the Pinewood Planks embossing folder. You've got some braided linen trim and you've got some pearls in there, and then you've got some of the paper. So your dies will cut out the poinsettia and will also cut out these leaves, and then this bit you'll just need to cut round the outside. You don't have to be too precise because it is on a vellum background, it's not going to show up too much. And then once you've cut out your leaves and your flower and your bit of foliage here, I took a sponge dauber, or you can take a sponge or whatever. It's bumblebee in the middle, this is real red, this is garden green, and this is old olive with a touch of bumblebee in there to colour that flocking. You've got a greeting here that's just been trimmed off and it's stuck on with a glue dot this end and a dimensional that end. A bow, so you've got some linen, braided linen trim going wrapped around the label, and then you've got a bow stuck on there, and you've got a few little pearls. So that's that card with all of those bits. Let's pop that one back and ping out the next one, which is this one just here. So we've done that one. You would of course get your instructions. Let's have a look at this one. So this is a bit of a fancy fold, and with this one you've got your card base. What you're going to do is you're going to cut 7 centimeters off of that end, and then that 7 centimeter strip will swing round and create this front panel on the front there. You've got some bumblebee, and you've got a embossed with a tasteful textile piece of card there that will be your piece in there. You've got a piece of very vanilla that will come on the inside there as your greeting tab. You've got a larger piece of should have 2 pieces of bumble. That doesn't look big enough, does it? Whereas that one looks too big. No, I think that one's right, but that one doesn't look as if it is. I will check that one. Doesn't look as if it's quite big enough to go on there. Well, actually perhaps it's a slightly better size than that one. And then you've got this paper that comes on here like that. So you've got your paper that comes on the back here, your paper that comes on your front. You have got a piece of very vanilla cardstock so that you can die cut these little poinsettias here, and it's these ones. You've got 2 of these and you need 4 of them, so it does both cut and emboss. I've just sponged it slightly with some old olive ink, and then I've used the end of an embossing tool and some bumblebee ink, but you could also use a stamping white marker if you've got one. And this is just a piece of the foliage cut from old olive. I've trimmed the end off slightly so that it doesn't stick out as I've tucked it under there. And you've got a bit of old olive ribbon that's coming across the back here, and you've got a label there for stamping that on. So I will just check That's your bit of old olive cardstock for cutting your bit of foliage. So that's all of those pieces there. Oh no, let's not put those in there. Let's not do that. Let's put them in here. That will make much more sense. As I say, I will just check those cardstock pieces before I send them out to you. So that's number 2. Number 3 is this one here. So what you've got is a piece of gold foil, and I've actually cut the centre out with stitched rectangle just to gut it, really, no other reason. And then what you're going to do with this is you're going to cut a 3cm strip down here. What's left you'll be able to cut your leaves and your foliage from. But this 3cm strip, you'll need to trim off these stitches around the edge, but that's going to be your strip that comes across here. So you can see that will then come across there, and you've got a 3 cent. So this is 3.5 centimeters. Did I say 3 centimeters? It needs to be 3.5 centimeters because your paper is actually 3 centimeters that's going on the top. So, but that should all say that in the instructions. You've got a very vanilla mat to come on the top here. You've got another very vanilla mat to come inside your card. You've got a piece of very vanilla cardstock that you're going to stamp your poinsettia with garden green, and just drag the colour out a little bit with a water painter. There's your strip of card to come across here. You've got some gilded gems. Now these little bits just here, I have used this die, and I've actually used the waste from that die to pop into the centre just there, and the outside bit I've saved for another day. So there's your gold leaves. These are, you want the embossing pieces of the leaves as well as the cutting pieces, so they come in 2 bits. This bit will cut your leaf, this will give you your embossed elements on the inside. So that's that one. Tuck that all back in there. This one is this watercolour one just here. So what you've got is a piece of shimmery white cardstock. So you'll just want to stamp your poinsettia all over the background there, and then watercolour it. So I've used Bumblebee right in the middle. I've come round the edge of that with some garden green, and then the main poinsettia is in real red. So what I did was I just took my finest brush and sort of put some red along where the veins are, and then went over the top and filled it in so that gives that a bit of shading there. And then I did around the outside with the garden green. The warm wishes, the stamp actually says warm wishes from our home to yours. So what I did was I had a strip of card, and I just made sure I caught the top of the stamp on the strip of card, and then trimmed it round and cut those bits out and just backed them onto some green. You've got some real red ribbon there, so that's wrapped around there, and then you've got a bow, you've got some little red rhinestones, you've got a piece of red card to go behind your panel, and some green to go on your card front. So that is that one. Oh no, let's not. I'm determined to put the cards in the envelopes, aren't I? So that's that one. This one is this one. Now you've got quite a few elements for this one. So you've got your card base, you've got real red to go on the top of there, and you've got a piece of the Tall Tidings paper to go on there. You've got a brushed metallic scalloped oval. You've got some ribbon that you're going to swirl across the back of your oval, sort of a bit like that. You've got one of these little pearl centres to go in the middle of your poinsettia. This is for your greeting. There should also be a piece of very vanilla there somewhere. There isn't. I need to find you a bit of very vanilla. I obviously forgot that bit when I was so busy and making sure I'd got all the different colours for the poinsettia. So the poinsettia itself, let's just tuck those in there. You've got this big strip just here, and that you're going to be able to stamp and die cut your 3 elements of your poinsettia on, and I've stamped those in Versamark and heat embossed them in gold. So you've got enough card there to do your 3 bits of your poinsettia. You've got some old olive card in there for 3 leaves. You've got some garden green card in there for these 2 bits of pine branch. You've got some soft sway card in there for these 2 sort of berry pieces, but they're all stamped with Versamark and heat embossed with gold before being cut out, just to give it that bit of glitz and glamour. So that's that one. I've just stamped the Merry Christmas onto that piece of very vanilla cardstock, trimmed it and then given it a bit of a border. But I need to see whether it's just that one that hasn't. Oh no, there is one there. Look in there. I thought I'd done them. It's there. That's all right then. Let's tuck that in there. So last but by no means least is this one here. Oh, that won't do. Which one have I just taken those out of? That one. That was very nearly a disaster. Someone really didn't have their old olive and soft suede. Right, so this last one then, you've got a very vanilla card base again. You've got I've die cut that mat, and you've got your label for your greeting. You've got your mat that will go on the front of your card. You've got a piece of soft suede that has been embossed with the Old World paper embossing folder, and a piece of DSP that will go on there. You've got a piece of linen thread, so I've tied a really big bow, and that's tucked behind that flower up there. You've got some very some old olive cardstock to die cut your leaves, and then you've got a big bit of very vanilla cardstock so that you can die cut 3 pieces of your poinsettia, your centerpiece, and then you can stamp and die cut these. So again, these are, you've got the 3 flowers that have all got the outline plus the embossing in the middle. So what I've done is I've cut and embossed them all, and then I've just taken a soft suede sponge and sponged those gently. I've also sponged the old olive leaves, and then these are a 2-step stamp. So you've got your outline like here that I've done in soft suede, and then you've got your berries that I've done in real red, and then you've got a die to cut them out. So just cut all those pieces out, sponged those, got your little centre in there as well, and then just built it up. So that's that one. So I hope I've really enjoyed playing with this bundle. I have to say this suite of products is really beautiful. And so versatile, with all the different things you can do with the stamps and with the dies. You can just purely cut out your stamps, you can emboss them. It's just a gorgeous bundle. So I hope that you do enjoy playing with that. Let's just pop that back in there. As always, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask, but enjoy, have fun.